Online mapping tools first showed up in the late 90s. And in the beginning, they were really just a sort of extension of ordinary paper atlases and maps. They were mostly geared toward finding driving directions. You remember the MapQuest days when that was very fresh and new. Of course, it's evolved a lot since then. Mapping has kind of blended together in interesting ways with virtual reality and with immersive experiences in ways that bring it way beyond what you would expect from something that's just about directions and about driving. Now, one of the things that has really changed about mapping online is the introduction of satellite and then aerial photography. And one of the things, of course, that we've seen happening in recent years is moving beyond aerial photography as we start to image all the way down to the street level. Then that's when the map really becomes sort of one-to-one with real life. And we really believe that it's not just a question of making a mashup where I can put different sorts of pins on a map, but rather of being able to define an entirely new interaction, an entirely new experience around whatever kind of spatial task it is that you're interested in doing. And that's why we've opened up that app gallery. That's why that's the feature, I think the single feature that I'm most excited about. It's what turns maps from just an application in itself that's good for a very limited number of things to a surface on which an infinity of applications can be written. One of the apps that I love the best is the one that lets you explore neighborhood blogs. Those are blogs about a neighborhood, written by somebody in that neighborhood, read by people in that neighborhood. And so exploring those kinds of local blogs, spatially being able to see all of the push pins that correspond to the places that the individual entries and stories and photos are talking about on the map, I think is a really rich way of experiencing that kind of local content, that community content. I think that's really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of connecting together the world's spatial information via this trellis. Photosynth is a technology that lets you take lots of photos that you've taken on your digital camera and upload them. And as you're uploading them, your computer is stitching them together into a 3D reconstruction. Once you've uploaded, you can also take that synth, as we call it, and geolocate it, meaning position it on the map where those shots were actually taken. If you look at how maps zoom really smoothly, scale really smoothly, that's technology that comes from Live Labs, that's Sea Dragon. The integration of photos, of individual photos into 3D environments, which then stitch into the maps, that's Photosynth, which comes from Live Labs and also collaboration with Microsoft Research, University of Washington. That uses computer vision techniques that are also related to the way we reconstruct 3D cities from aerial photography. And of course, all of this comes together by virtue of the hundreds of BingMaps engineers who've been working very hard for the past year and a half to turn all of that into production quality, solid experience that all works together.